Welcome to Adults Only Comedy Berlin. Today we have Christoph Schmid. Did I put a T at the end there? Schmid. Schmid. Schmid.
Hello.
It's always such a delay.
No, I can't undo the accent.
Do the accent.
No, I don't want to get cancelled.
Hello. What's this? The Swedish Chef. You can't get cancelled for the Swedish Chef, right? Try.
Try to get cancelled.
Try to, yeah.
Hello.
That's it. Come on, say something.
That was probably the worst. No.
Cook some noodles or something.
Man. Now I can't do it.
Aww.
Give it a minute.
Okay, I'll give it a minute.
No, don't give it a minute.
I can edit. I don't
think I can do it now.
For some Swedish Chef cancel potential, I'm going to give it a minute. Come on, Christoph.
Let's cook some noodles. No.
That was it?
That was the worst.
That was what, 30 seconds of preparation?
I'm not a good improviser.
Let's cook some noodles. No, it's Indian. That's not right.
Yeah, exactly. Let's
cook some noodles. Yeah, no, it's like an Italian Indian. Like that's the bass line of the Swedish Chef, right?
But it's hard to not let it go into a racist rant. You know?
I think I was speaking to someone about this. It's like doing or just heard about it. You know, doing accent impersonations and impressions isn't racist. Like it's if you're actually talking about how Indian people don't deserve something or they're this way because they're Indian, like that's racist. But if you're just doing an Indian accent, if you're doing an Indian accent and just saying things like, like like
the thing is, I'll get canceled before you do because I'm closer to the edge in the chopping block, so I'm not I'm gonna have an opinion on this.
Because you're a white male, just because of that, you're like a cis straight white male.
Exactly. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I don't have an opinion.
Like Shahak has done some pretty bad Vietnamese accents.
He's also done Vietnamese food. I've seen a video.
You've seen it? He's done Vietnamese food?
Didn't he have like a cooking thing?
Did he?
I think so.
Oh, like when he had his show Shapiro?
No, he used to do like not a cooking show, but like Cook With Me or some shit like that. That he would do like an Insta Live or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Did he do a Vietnamese accent whilst he was cooking Vietnamese?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay.
Like I just knew it was happening because I was just scrolling through it and then I saw, he's cooking.
You're one of those Instagram users where you know what's happening, but you're not consuming any of the content.
No, I just swipe and swipe.
Swipe. All right. Accents, cool. We haven't.
Cool. Glad we covered that topic.
No, but I really love doing accents. Like on Clubhouse, I was practicing them a lot more. Like I got really into a Russian accent. My Italian got pretty strong. I've started practicing more my German.
Yeah, I love accents. It's just that I don't know if it's cool to do them anymore. I have no fucking idea. Like I don't see any problem with it.
Yeah.
But then again, people might think there's a problem with it. I have no fucking idea, man, because I'm an ignorant white person.
Yeah, okay. I think an accent can really, if you are using it as a stereotype, if it's a caricature of a nationality and you're using it to show the like the contradiction or the limits of that stereotype. I don't know. Like I've got this joke where I talk about such an old joke about working at a kindergarten and what German empathy is, and like basically you've got to be correct. Like I think Germans find things funny if they're not correct. You know what I mean? Like, and so I've added a tag at the end of this joke being like, oh, it is funny because he did the wrong thing.
Just funny because they do, like, some of the German people do speak like that English.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the funniest type of German speaking English. And it's also this, it's like such a true stereotype of a German. They love correctness. Like, they love to see the right thing being done. And it's funny when someone makes a mistake. Like, if you observe children in a playground, the number of times they're just pointing out how the other person's doing it wrong.
Right. I see. It's another thing I can't do. Observe children at the playground.
True.
It's like, don't do that.
Please don't. But you would have to sometimes watching your son, interact. You need to watch him in the playground.
Yeah. Of course, but I have to wear like a necklace with a picture of us too. So the moms just go like, "Who are you here with?" Like, that's my son. Is it?
Look at the photo.
Kid, come over here. Is this your dad?
And your son's like,
what?
Whatever, man.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go play over there. Don't worry about it.
I love what you were saying before. How fast your kid integrated into Kita.
Yeah, super fast. He's like so detached from his parents or.
From his parents? Like, does he do so what does he do when he gets to Kita?
They open the door and he just grabs his little bag, just walks inside, doesn't even turn around. It's just like, and you're like at the door all sad, like, bye, buddy. I'll pick you up later, okay? And just says, fuck off. Like, that is his attitude. It's just like, fuck off, man. I'm at work. These are my friends. You're embarrassing me.
So good.
But then he is happy when you pick him up, though.
Yeah?
Yeah. He comes out and he's like, yeah.
Does he run up to you?
Sorta. He doesn't run up to me. He runs up to the stroller, I guess.
Okay.
Because there's food in the stroller. or he runs up to the dog.
Oh, he runs. Oh, yeah. The dog is a good selling point.
Yeah. Just the dog doesn't like him that much.
Oh, really?
The dog doesn't like anyone.
Okay.
Like, she does, but she's also, I don't know. We have a weird family. Like, like nobody hugs anybody. Everybody's like sort of like, oh, don't touch me.
Which is weird because you guys are like Latino. Well, the German part, it makes sense. But
yeah, I guess.
But like the Venezuelan part.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I like hugging and stuff. But then again, my German part is always like, nah, dude. Get away from me.
Like, it's just like what? Like, it's just not necessary or...
Yeah. It's too much touching.
Too much touching, huh?
Yeah, get away from me.
But like, that's the opposite of Latino culture, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
See, that's a stereotype.
But it's a solid one.
You're saying that all Latinos are just hugging.
They're touchy.
And talking like, hi, would you like a hug? Or, I can do that accent because I was born there.
Yeah, keep going. I want more.
I know.
More. Say some stuff. Talk about your aversion to hugs in your Latino accent.
I don't like hugging.
More.
I don't like hugging. People are sweaty. It's disgusting. I sorry, because I watched Scarface like 2 days ago.
Oh my god, I love that movie. I only watched it for the first time like a couple of months ago, and it blew my mind.
You liked it?
I think it's horrible, like the accents and the
movies. Like I love it because I liked it as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I watched it again, I was like, dude, this is a piece of shit.
Yeah, yeah. It's a piece of shit, but at the same time...
But it's a good one.
It's like, I just love the trashiness of it. It's like these migrants get a bunch of money doing illegal, like, drug dealing, and then they just make the tackiest, like, the trashiest looking palace, and then they just live this horribly, like, paranoid, glamorous, but tacky glamorous life. And it's all just so over the top. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, the mansion that he has is... there's nothing in it, man. There's a fountain in it.
Yeah.
And a staircase like that comes up from either side. And there's like one room in the middle.
Yeah. And there's bedrooms. There's the bathroom that has that huge bath in it. And then there's like the little table with the mirror so she can like do her makeup and take lines and, sit down her like her champagne glass, and he can be smoking his cigar in the bubble bath, and there's a TV there. And it's so big that he can also have his best friend sitting on the side in a totally non-gay way whilst he's in the bath.
Yeah, they're close.
Yeah, they're close. Gay's fine as well.
Yeah. But he also tells him, hey, you can be an asshole.
Yeah.
And then he walks off, fucks his sister. Which is, I think, the only sad part of the movie where he just kills his best friend because he was doing his sister. And she's like, oh, we got married yesterday. We wanted to surprise you.
Yeah.
Like, just call, maybe. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, well, phones were less available.
But he had, like, a car phone, I think.
He did have a car phone, but I don't think he used it. He just had
He just had it. He just had to have it.
Yeah, like in those days when they had car phones, no one needed it. No one, like, it wasn't the culture of needing to call people all the time. Like, people weren't at their phones enough to warrant a car phone. You just had a car phone because you had enough money to have a car phone.
I still don't understand car phones either way. Like, I would understand them now because more like cell phones.
Yeah.
Right? But back in the day, how did it work?
Yeah. Well, as in, like, how did the actual line go out? I think it was the first. I think it was the start of the cell phones, right?
Was it like cell phone? Like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because it was the cellular, right? It wasn't.
I have no
like,
idea.
There wasn't like this long cable.
No, obviously
coming
not.
out the back of the car.
But that was always my question because I always thought that car phones came before the cell phones.
I think they came at the same. Like, I remember my mum getting her first cell phone back in like 1990. It was before my parents got divorced, so it was like 96, and it was this big chunky thing, and it looked like a car phone. Like, it was that big.
Yeah, Motorola.
I think
The
it was.
brick?
Yeah, it was it was huge. It was like, yeah, it was a brick, and it had the flip cover.
Yeah, but that's later generation though.
No, but it was big. It was
But the flip thing.
Oh, the flip thing was later.
Because I remember my dad had that big gray one with that huge antenna.
Oh yeah.
It had like battery that lasted, I don't know, like maybe half an hour. Just had to turn it on. Hey, can you hear me? Oh, this cost me a house.
Yeah. But oh man, like, I remember as a kid, remember when, like, you'd come home after doing something and you missed a phone call, and then and then you know, if you wanted to call that friend back, they were already out, and then you just missed the whole opportunity to hang out with these friends. Do you remember
Friends?
that?
I don't know. I feel like calling other people always gave me huge anxiety because I never wanted to speak to the parents.
Oh yeah.
So it was more like, because you always had to go like,
You always have to go through the parents. Yeah.
Hi, is blah 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 there?
Yeah.
Who's that? Yeah, it's Christoph. I go, hey man, how you doing? And you're like, is there? Yeah, wait a second. They would go like, hey, your stupid friend is on the phone. I can't hear you, man. I have feelings. I have feelings.
Just keep coming with this. I love it.
This is also good because you can say feelings and also like fillings.
Feelings. I have feelings.
I have feelings in
I
my
have
teeth.
feelings. My teeth.
I have feelings.
Do you? Do you have lots of feelings?
Nah, I guess some.
Some?
Yeah.
Like 5?
I didn't count them.
You haven't counted?
Maybe 4.
Maybe 4? Yeah. I had about 4.
I think like the back teeth,
For sure.
like the upper ones and the lower ones.
Yeah, me too.
I guess.
Me too. Not so bad. Have you had teeth removed?
No. Like how you call the first ones?
Like your baby teeth?
Yeah.
The Milchzähne? Baby teeth?
Yeah.
Of course. Well, yeah, they have to come out.
Yeah, but they had to remove 2 of them because they were so, I don't know.
You had Peter Pan teeth. They didn't want to come out.
No, they were shattered because the other tooth was already coming through it, but they wouldn't come out.
Oh, I haven't heard of that before.
Yeah, it's super gross.
Nah, it's not gross.
Oh, it felt gross.
Yeah, I guess.
Because you had like a baby tooth that was split in like 4 parts. And it was just dangling there, but it wouldn't come out, so they had to remove it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Weird. Like different.
Yeah. That was what I was thinking when I was a kid. I was like, oh, that's different. Oh, this is great.
I'm so different.
I'm so different. Can you, pull on that. Yeah, great. That's good.
Did they put you under though, right? They didn't just pull it out. They would have given you anesthetic.
Yeah, but in like local.
Yeah, local. Mm-hmm.
Loco.
Loco anesthetic. But you didn't have any wisdom teeth removed?
No, I don't have any.
No wisdom.
Oh, I think so.
Really? Or they just came out?
Well, I have.
They came out and they were just all good.
Yeah, but they're not really. They're sort of out, but not really.
Okay.
Like this one is like a little bit out. This one is more,
Alright.
and this one didn't come out.
I had to get all of mine removed, all 4.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I've still got 2 of them in my on my shelf. On my shelf, sitting in bleach. The plan was to bury them in a witch-like ritual to put my past and my pain back into the earth and move forward into a new life. But they're still sitting in bleach on my shelf.
That's good. That's so weird.
Well, the thing is with wisdom teeth, they often wisdom teeth come out in your adult years when you go through a big emotional trauma. And I met quite a few people around the time when mine came up. Like I had the 2 removed when I was like, 15 or something, the lower ones. The top ones. And then when I got to 27, 28, when I was going through my divorce, it was right after I'd left my ex-husband, and boom, like massive pain, had to go to the doctor. I was like, oh yeah, we need to get them removed. Like, I don't have enough money to do this. I'm like, yeah, just give me local. And it was the most traumatic experience. Like the dentist had to put his knee on my chest to pull them out because they were from above, like they were from below. So it was like there was no gravity helping. And he shattered one of them, and it was a bit kinky. I was just crying and crying and crying. It was
put your knee on me again.
Crush me. And then I was so drugged up for a week. It was like there was just so much pain. I haven't had that much pain for I think it was one of the most painful things I've been through. Yeah.
Was it more painful than the divorce?
I think it was like the physical pain matched the emotional pain that I was going through. Yeah. But I met all these other people who had similar things happen. Like, oh yeah, when I broke up with this person, or when I moved to this country and I had these problems, and it was all around the like late 20s that the wisdom teeth became an issue.
Could be coincidence too, though.
Could be, but there is. It could.
I'm sorry.
It could
I'm skeptical.
Also be. Fair enough. And like,
I don't know if there's like a hormone that goes like, oh, you're going through emotional shit. Let me push some teeth out.
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, I think it might be. Like,
let's make this worse, huh?
Yeah. Let's get you some real wisdom. Let's push these guys out.
Give me some real wisdom. I'll teach you a lesson. Exactly. Yeah. So teeth, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how that played out back in the day. Like in 1800s.
Yeah.
Just, what would happen? You know, wisdom teeth would just come out all fucked.
Yeah, and you'd just be in horrendous pain.
Nice.
I think. Well, a lot of people didn't make it past their 30s.
Oh.
Right? Back then?
I guess. I don't know the statistics.
I think like some people did. I think if you were rich, you could. But I think I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure like the mortality, like people usually died. Like average person didn't make it beyond like 35.
We could just
check. You want to check?
Yeah.
And check.
But for what country? Or
just
Europe?
The world? Okay, Europe. Yeah, we're in Europe. Let's do Europe.
Expectancy. How you write expectancy? Oh, okay. Dumbass.
What?
Europe.
Oh, it was what you were searching was dumb.
1800.
Okay, you're saying 1800. Okay, let's see.
Between 30 and 40 years.
Fuck yeah, I am not talking out of my ass. God damn. How good is that?
Well, not good.
It's only good because I'm right. Like, all those people, you know, and I think, and that's why overpopulation has really only, like, been considered in the last years. Because if humans were only living until 35, 40.
Yeah, right.
That's a good it's a good, what's it, like, rotation?
Yeah.
Regeneration.
Yeah, it's like McDonald's throwing out the cheeseburgers.
It's exactly like McDonald's throwing out the cheeseburgers.
It's like, how long has this cheeseburger been there? 30, 40 years? All right.
Still good.
Yeah, it looks exactly the same, but let's put them in the trash.
Those pictures of McDonald's food being recovered and looking pretty much exactly the same. Like,
I wonder if in some future it's going to be like fossilized McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
People go like, oh my God, what is this? And you're like, is this a dinosaur? Yeah, no, it's a cheeseburger.
Some lame fossil. what's the word? Like when you pull something out of the earth. God, my brain. Whatever. Yeah.
Treasure.
Treasure. Yeah, treasure. Now, what is it called when you like dig something out of the earth and it's a oh, fuck it.
A rare.
Yeah.
A what?
Oh, I think we need to move on. I'm gonna have to edit this podcast. I always do this. I forget what a word is, and I get stuck on the idea that it starts with a certain letter, and it's always wrong.
It's not a fossil.
No, but when you pull something out of the earth, you take it out of the earth, and there's a word for that. Oh no! Take something out of the earth.
Repurpose. No.
Verb.
Unearth.
Unearth. Yeah, okay. We'll call it a fossil unearthing. Extraction. That's not what I was looking for, though.
Wisdom teeth.
Like wisdom teeth, exactly. So you want to talk about golf?
No.
Have you ever played golf?
No. Mini golf.
Mini golf. That doesn't count.
What do you mean?
Well, actual golf, like you have to walk for like 4 hours across like kilometers.
Well, you could do that at a mini golf course too.
Not really, dude.
Just walk around it.
Yeah, but it's small. Even if you walked around a mini golf course for 4 hours, you still wouldn't be covering kilometers.
That's like saying you cannot exercise in a prison cell. I don't think that's true. Have you seen those people? Are jacked.
They are jacked. I need to go to prison to get this body in shape, man. Okay, that's interesting. Going to prison. What do you think you'd go to prison for?
Probably killing someone. Not my family or anything.
No.
Just like a random idiot.
How do you think it would happen?
That I kill someone?
Yeah.
It's just that you just snap because somebody is being a total fucking idiot.
And then, like, what would you have done to cause their death?
Just hit him over the head with something I find next to me.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I was speaking to some friends the other week, and a life, like, it's on my bucket list. I probably shouldn't put this out there on my podcast, but
killing someone is on your bucket list.
Not killing someone. Not killing someone, but I want to be in a fight. Like, I want to get hit in the face. I want to hit someone in the face. I want to throw punches. I want to have been in a fight.
Like a bare knuckle.
Yeah, and like there's not going to be any gloves around when it happens. I'm sure of that.
I mean, you could go to a gym or something like that and go.
I did want to start boxing just so that I could
be prepared for it. When you just take on someone on the street. Hey, you punk!
Get over here! Nah, not like maybe just to get that energy out of me. That was my idea of starting boxing, right. Just so that I understand the dangers and that like I don't actually pursue it because I think that could be, my how I die, right? But it's mainly because, and I mentioned this earlier to you when we were having a coffee, is like I have lots of incidents of men like invading my personal space and wanting to talk to me in a creepy way. And like, for example, yesterday I had 3 instances. I had a guy follow me at the lake. I was just like walking along the lakeside, deciding where I wanted to stop. And then I saw this creepy guy sort of walk towards me and make eye contact with me. And I was like, ugh. And then, and he walked past me. And then I was like, I'm going to go back the other way to where I've just walked, because I think there was a good spot there. So I turn around and I start walking, and this guy is now walking towards me. This guy that passed me has also turned around as if to follow me, but I was like, don't think like that. And then we pass again, and he looks at me, and I'm like, ugh. And then I continue along, and then I'm like, I'm going to stop here. And I start, parking my bike. And then this guy comes back and stands right in front of me and looks at me, and I'm like, ugh. And I look away, and then he's staring at me, and then he jumps over the fence to get to the lake, and he keeps looking back at me, and I'm just standing there like, I don't want this guy to dictate what I'm doing. And so I ended up locking my bike and then like going the direction that I was originally going in, and I didn't see him again. But then also at a train station, I had like this guy. I sat down and I thought I was like, it was fine. There was this guy there. I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I felt like he was staring at me, and I was like, nah, you're just being paranoid. And then these 3 other young girls come and sit down. I'm like, oh, perfect. They can be the bait. Like, I'm safe now. These girls are like just 18, easy peasy. You know, they're looking like they're ready for a night out, whatever. And then I get up to get off the train, and then and I feel like the guy's getting off with me, and I'm like, whatever. And then I go down the steps, and then I get out into the street, and then I'm like, oh shivers, how do I get to the bar from here? And so I'm standing there, and then this guy comes around and comes right into my face, and then starts trying to talk to me, and I've got earphones on, and I'm like, and he's like getting close. I'm like, no, and like I walk off, and then finally at the end of the day, I'm at Alexanderplatz, and I'm walking, and I find a spot to wait for the train, kind of next to, you know, there's like 2 bunches of seats, and there's a woman sitting at the furthest end, and so I sit at the furthest end of the first bunch of seats, and I'm sitting there for no more than like 20 seconds, you know, on my phone, and this guy comes up right into my face, and he's like, and I've got my earphones on again, and it's like right in there talking, and I was just like, nah, man. And I get up and I sit right next to the girl on the next bunch of seats, and I was just like, what is like how many creepy guys need to get into my personal space in a day?
At least 3, I guess.
At least 3. So with this kind of, and then even on my walk home, once I got out of my train station, I was walking down the street, and I sort of let out a bit of an exhalation. I was like, ah. And this guy is walking with this girl, and he turns around and he starts talking to me, and I'm just like, what are you? And in that moment, I was feeling very aggressive, and I was like, you know what? I would start a fight. Like, I have so much rage around how much my personal space is invaded and all of these things. And I would love to fight someone at one point. So I think I would probably end up in jail for
for fighting someone.
For fighting someone.
Yeah, I guess I want to punch people that litter.
Really?
Yeah, but not like they casually lost something or some shit like that. But I've seen people throw like stuff at the floor right next to a trash can. I'm like,
oh,
why?
Why? Like an empty, like not one of those, you know.
No, not one.
Neukölln trash cans that are totally
like
full.
Empty trash cans. And you go like, why are you doing this?
Mm-hmm. It's just lazy.
I don't know, man.
It's rude.
It's rude, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. My street is especially a little bit dirty, you know, with litter. Then I always walk down the street and I'm like, why are you guys being like this? Like, who wants to live like this?
Yeah. Well, I guess, you know, there's lots of people that live like little piggies. They don't,
That's
like,
true.
their homes are probably,
Probably, yeah.
you know, stuff everywhere. Dirty, you know, not tidied up.
Dirty.
But
But it was funny, like, the other day, I was coming home from a show. I was at the U-Bahn station, and there was this guy that came up to me. He just kept staring at me, and he just walked. I had headphones in, right? And he was wearing a mask, and I was wearing a mask. And he came up to me and was staring at me, like, dead in the eyes, and just kept staring at me. And I just, like, looked back, and was like, okay. Sort of like in my gut, I was already, okay, he's gonna fucking punch me or something.
Yeah.
And then he just walked off. And then I was like, he was talking to me. But I couldn't see it because he was wearing a mask. And he was like super confused that I was being such a douchebag because I couldn't hear it because I had my headphones in.
But if you got your headphones in, then why should anyone expect you to be listening to them?
Well, it was sort of like, I think it was like a homeless situation. Just that he didn't look that homeless.
Yeah.
But then he walked up to the next person. I was like, okay, now I get what he was doing.
He's talking.
But I was like, oh man, that dude probably thinks I'm a fucking asshole. Because I was like, what, you want to punch me? Is this what's happening? But he was probably just going like, hey man, you have like a coin or something? And I was like, I couldn't see his face.
Yeah.
Because he was wearing a mask, being all responsible and
Yeah.
shit. And I was like, what?
What do you want?
So he probably was like, oh, he's going to punch me. I was like, oh man.
Oh wow, when masks make you less safe.
Yeah. Then I felt bad. I was like, oh man. And then I thought about like, oh, should I just approach him and say like, hey man, sorry, I didn't know you were talking to me. Like I couldn't see your face moving.
Yeah.
But then he was a little weird too, so I was like, nah. Then he's probably just gonna punch me. Because I also have a very punchable face, I feel.
I don't know what it looks like with a mask on though. Is it as punchable with a mask on?
Probably even more.
Oh, but I feel like, okay, I have absolute compassion for being in a position where you need to ask people for money. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff that leads to you to that point. And of course I'm compassionate, and, community and like social services need improvement. And I don't know how much of it, like, I don't think there's that many people that are like, it's my choice, like it's a choice, but it's because there's a lack of support, I think. Right. I don't know. I think, society needs to help, blah, blah, blah. Once Kate Checker was giving me shit. She thought I was being super right wing and like homeless people are bad. It's their fault. I'm like, no, that's not my perspective at all. But it's like, also, I'm not going to just like, if I'm wearing headphones, I don't want anybody to talk to me.
Right.
Like, because if I'm wearing earphones, that's a clear sign that I'm doing something already. So if you're interrupting me, like, who are you to interrupt me?
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm always, I'm consistently surprised when people try to talk to me when I'm wearing headphones.
Well, I guess not everybody sees it that way. That's the thing.
See, like, but how else?
Like
can
that you don't want to be bothered, or that headphones are a clear indication that you don't want anyone to talk to you.
They're not?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Don't they indicate
it happens
that you're
a lot
doing
that
something?
people talk to you while you were hanging. Like,
Yeah.
It happens to me too, but I feel like a lot of people just go like, either they didn't see him or they didn't realize that you are doing that because you don't want to be approached.
Yeah.
So I don't know if...
It baffles me.
I mean, I feel like a lot of old people talk to me when I'm wearing headphones mostly.
That I can understand more, it's they're not using headphones like we use headphones.
Right, but I guess in a homeless situation, it's more like I guess their need over trumps or whatever you want to call it.
Trumps.
Trumps
your availability.
Exactly, or the fact that you're wearing headphones and you don't want to be bothered.
Totally.
I guess for in that situation, it's more like, hey man, like you got some money. Like,
yeah. And it's also like everyone uses headphones. Like everyone's got their earphones in. So if you don't try to talk to people with earphones in, then you can't ask anybody for money. Yeah. It's totally true. No,
it's overall, it's just a horrible situation.
Yeah.
Either way, like homelessness and all that shit.
Definitely.
Because man, I've and I guess the pandemic made it a little worse.
Yeah.
Because I see the homeless people pre-pandemic, and now I see them like, Jesus, man, what the fuck?
Yeah. Although it makes you wonder, like, how good is Corona at killing people?
Okay.
Because
well, it's good at killing old people. I guess.
At old people, but also people with pre-existing conditions. And like, you'd think that if you're not, are you accessing healthcare if you're living on the street?
I guess to some extent. I know there was this situation where there was this shelter here at the beginning of the pandemic that had like an outbreak of Corona, and they couldn't leave. Which was sort of the issue.
So, like, the people who were using the shelter weren't able to exit the shelter.
They had to be quarantined for 2 weeks or two and a half weeks, and they were like they were going insane in there.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Because usually they sleep there, and then they
go out.
They go out, and then they do their thing, and then they had to be stuck in that thing for 2 weeks, and it was like, Jesus.
Oh, whoa, that's a lot. That must have needed a lot of support.
Yeah, especially because it's like a whole bunch of different characters probably bunched up for 2.5 weeks in a confined space where you're like, I don't even like this guy. Yeah,
and like probably people are dangerous to each other, like
right.
As in, like, homeless women. I'm always like, oh my goodness, that's a tough That's a tough jam. Oh man, it's a tough topic. Yeah. All right, where should we go to from there? People who we think are secretly mass murderers. All right, so you're roasting Pascal on Sunday, and so that's why that came up. And whenever anyone is particularly like, well behaved, very clearly well intentioned or intended, like they always are trying to do the right thing. Yeah, the first thought is like,
yeah, like that's the context, right? He's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
And he's always nice, and he's always doing the right things and stuff. And that I go like, there must be something off.
Right.
At some point. Like, I don't know if he, I always had the theory in my head that he killed his twin brother.
Yeah.
At Disney World.
That's why he has to go to Disney World all the time. Disneyland, Disney World. I never know what the difference is.
That was always my theory, that he
killed his
that
twin
he's
brother.
the evil brother, but he took over the.
At what age do you think he murdered his twin brother?
I don't know, like at 16.
Yeah, totally. Maybe there was like a dispute with a girlfriend, or like, he got the girl.
Or maybe the parents just liked him more.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he was more academically
maybe
successful.
I'll ask him.
I think you should.
I'll ask him. He goes like, okay, hey man, you want to come over?
So when did you kill your twin brother? What was it?
When was it? Because your parents? You can tell me. It's fine.
What did you use? How do you think he would have killed his twin brother?
Probably like in a roller coaster.
A roller coaster?
Yeah, he would just like, hey, just get up, and then got decapitated by a bar or some shit.
Oh, that's violent. Oh, so it was like he baited him into it, but it looked like just like an accidental death. Yeah, right. That's smart.
It's funny because there's that picture of that roller coaster picture. It's like him sitting next to his decapitated brother, and he's just smiling creepily with blood on his face. People were like, "Why are you smiling?" He was like, "I didn't realize my brother was dead."
Yeah, it's just such a good ride. Oh my god.
It's funny how we just invented a story.
So dark. And it seems so like, I don't know, it's also the whole thing of like, it's nice to make the stereotype of, because Japan, for example, he spent some time in Japan. He is half Korean, and he has spent time in Korea as well. But yeah, it's just that easy thing, like movies like Old Boy and all of those horrific, Japanese, like psycho thrillers. There's that kind of society where everything is so organized and like keep a happy face, and that level of repression. It comes out somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this case, his brother had to pay the price.
We're sorry, Pascal, but it's funny.
It's a joke, man.
It's a joke.
You're absolutely the nicest person I've met on the comedy
scene
circle, I guess.
Yeah. I think everyone else has behaved badly at some point, or just isn't. I don't know. Everyone's pretty nice on the scene. There are some assholes for sure, but we're friends with them.
You being one of them.
Am I? I can think of like, okay, when I write roast jokes, yeah, I'm an asshole, okay, for sure. But when it comes to dealing with people, like I have a sense of how to be respectful to people, and when people aren't respectful, then I will stop giving you energy and time, for sure. That's basically it. I think me being an asshole is usually me like setting my boundaries. I've been an asshole.
That's one way to say it.
There was one instance where I was a proper asshole, and that was to Videra after the Berlin New Stand Up Award competition train wreck thing, the first one, and I was not nice to him, and I've apologized to him.
Why were you not nice?
I was very emotionally unstable. My ex-boyfriend that you loved.
Oh, he's great.
He's
an absolute great guy. Like, I've met him once for half an hour, and I would pick him over you every day.
You're an asshole. But he came to support me, and he didn't even vote, and he was late. And then I, like, within the first 20 seconds of me on stage, I knew that, like, there was no way I was going through, and I was and it hurt. And then, like, seeing how other people performed and did really well, and then I got really, really stoned, and I think I was drinking as well. And then I spoke to Vidura, and I said, like, a horrible comment, like, how did you come up with that? Like, you know, when did you get good, or something like that? It was something that wasn't, like, really, really, really nasty. It was like that kind of playful, you know, like the Gino and Fabian and, like, that kind of group of, like, being mean, but, like, you know, there's love there. Right. It was a comment like that, but it was coming from a place of hurt, so it was quite sharp. And I apologized. I was like, dude, I'm just feeling really shit about myself, and you did great, so I'm sorry. Yeah,
he killed himself.
Well, he moved to the UK, so may as well. I hope he's doing well.
Yeah.
Have you seen me be an asshole? Have you seen me be an asshole?
I can't recall an instance now. I'm pretty sure eventually
I've been at some point.
At some point, I'm sure you have.
Yeah, you're right.
I just can't remember one now.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you've been an asshole to me. That's why I probably can remember. That's why I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I, like, you know, I throw comments around in that like, you know, roasty, like, bro-y kind of way, and that's often all it is. And then I'm like, oh, I should reel back.
A lot of people do that too, though.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't mean it's always okay. And I often, when I do it, I, like, oh, that wasn't with the right. Right. I think that cut close. You know, I like to come.
I guess it depends on who you do it to.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I don't react too much on stuff that people say. Yeah. You know, even if they're being mean or something, it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I go home and I cry. But outside, I'm always like, yeah, whatever, dude. Can't hurt me. Whatever.
Oh.
I remember the last roast I did. It was against Francesco.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he can be really mean.
Oh, he went super mean.
Yeah, he was super mean the last time I roasted him.
He didn't prepare anything. Like, he had like one joke prepared, and then he just started like putting me down, like being mean, and people were like, dude, like that's not cool, man. Like, the people in the audience were like, come on, man. Like, you're being mean to this guy.
There's writing roasts, and then there's just being mean. And the last roast I did with Francesco, I already had roast jokes written from the last time I roasted him, and they asked me, I was just like, they asked me to do it maybe 2 hours or 3 hours before because someone dropped out. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, cool. Francesco just had really mean stuff. Just really, they weren't even jokes. They were just like, you know, you have a failed marriage. You know, you sleep around. You're just a dirty slut. And I was like, that's not a roast, dude. That's just the truth. Like,
he said exactly the same thing to me. He told me I was a dirty slut.
Aww.
Yeah.
No, what did he say?
No, I think the first joke was, I can't remember what it was. The first joke was good, and then it just he didn't have any more jokes because he didn't, because it was like the quarterfinals and then finals thing, and then I lost the quarterfinals, and he also, and then we had to roast each other. And he didn't expect to roast me, so he didn't write anything. And like, I had maybe 5 jokes for him that I wrote like a day before. And I think the first one worked that he did. I don't remember what it was, but then he just went like, oh yeah, no, fat loser and whatever, and you know, failure, and I don't know, and like, it just kept going in that vein, and everybody was like, dude, come on. But he also was like, dude, like he himself was like, dude, I don't know, I don't have anything. I'm just being mean at this point. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Yeah. Like, he didn't mean it in that. It's just that it's how it came out, and then I was like, oh, is that how people see me?
No. No.
That's so sad.
It's funny. One of the roast jokes that hit me in one of the earliest roasts that I did was just someone talking about me being old, and I didn't. And like in the comedy scene, yeah, I am older than a lot of the boys. You know, I'm older than you, right?
How old are you?
34, 35 this year.
I'm 35.
Okay, well, the same. You're 86?
86. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Aww.
You too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
May.
Okay.
22.
We missed it. I missed it.
There's nothing much to miss.
Oh no.
Just a fucking loser.
Failure. Fat. What the fuck, man? It's just such cheap shots. Like it's not. You can say that about anybody, right?
Yeah.
You can say that about anybody.
I did one roast, which is the one I liked the most about him. It was it's super stupid, and I guess most people didn't get it. It was like Francesco was really into metal. From the looks of it, Mercury.
Mercury.
Yeah, because it makes you lose your hair and makes you look weird. It was funny to me.
Yeah, it's just not enough people know what Mercury does.
People were like, "What?"
And you're like,
"It's so funny."
In an empty room. I mean, a silent room. But yeah, this roast about me being old and like my vagina being old, and I was like, it's funny, like it hit me because yeah, a lot of the guys that I was hanging around were all in their like mid-20s basically when this was happening, and I was 32, 31, 30, 32, 33, and it hit me. But then I've started seeing this guy, and he's 30 and I'm 34, and he talks about me being old all the time. Like he's constantly pushing that button, and I don't know if I shouldn't take it or if I'm just strong. Or if he, like, I don't know, like, I'm like, it doesn't affect me, but at the same time, I'm like...
You could just smother him with your loose skin.
I don't have enough to cover that fat face of his, okay? Yeah, fat's easy, isn't it? Loose skin.
Fat loose skin.
Fat loose skin. Now I I want to shout out to some fans of mine and fans of the podcast. They came to my show on Sunday to Grindhouse, and they were so excited. It was a couple, and they were, I think they've got a 10-year-old son, so they're a bit older than us. From Italy, and the first thing the man said when I came up to him was like, he said, "I love sleeping with you every night."
What the fuck?
And I was like, "Hello, is this your wife?" Like, and he was like, "We're Mario and Maria, and we're big fans of your podcast. I fall asleep listening to your podcast like often." He's like, "We love the sound of your voice. We love what you're doing. We love Dirty Things. We think you're great. We're so excited to see you live." And I was like, "Are you guys angling for something?" They're really sweet. Yeah, Italians, but they've just moved to Germany, but they've been in China, and they've been in like Philippines, I think. And really worldly, really, really lovely couple. And they were very excited to meet me in person, which was so funny. Cool. Yeah, it was really cool. It was it was weird. It was weird just to like for me to meet people who were so excited to, like, I haven't met people through the podcast like that before.
Yeah, I probably fall asleep to it.
Yeah.
It's weird. I have nightmares.
Right? Like, and the funniest thing was he was like, one of my favorite episodes, not the one that we had, Christoph, unfortunately.
Oh man.
No, I didn't.
Fat loser.
Other people have come up to me and said that they love the episode with you. Other people have. They're like, "Oh, the one with Christoph."
Name one.
Daniel O'Lell loved our episode.
Okay.
He loved it. Then Daniel O'Lell also said that he hated the episode I had with Alex about which was like a couple of weeks ago, which was really dark. It was really dark. I think it was the episode where we talk about our suicide. Like we went through all the ways you could commit suicide and which way would be the best way. And
like the funnest way or the best way?
Well, I guess like the one that maybe the funnest and like the least sort of negative impact to other people / like just best way to go out. Like we were just, you know.
So what did you guys come up with?
I've actually forgotten. I think was it falling from a building?
Yeah, but you can kill someone downstairs.
Yeah, you plan it, right? You plan it. I think that way you get to fly. And then you
I don't think that's what happens. You get to fly, sure.
You get to fly. I think that's what we came to. And we talked about how, like, you know, gassing yourself in a car is like the old man's way to do it, and that's not really, you know, like who wants to die in a car. And I can't remember all the things that we went to, but basically Mario was like, I loved that episode so much.
I want to die so bad.
He was like, I played it to my mother. That's how much I loved it. Like, I was like, Mom, you've got to hear this. He's like, she speaks English and you've got to hear this. And he played that episode. I was like, wow, that's hilarious. And that was the one that Daniel Lelel was like, that was a waste of my time. I wish I'd never listened to that episode with Christoph Schmid. Amazing.
That's exactly how he said it.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
great.
I can't do the
Thank you, man.
Cute Ugandan accent, and I won't. But yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you fly. I mean, you would have to like wingsuit.
Well, no, like you fly as you fall. Like that feeling of falling is basically the closest we can ever come to. Well, unless you're actually wanting to fly, and then you can like do the whole paragliding or whatever stuff.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
I guess, but like, you know, you get a view.
Unless you do the German wings thing, you know, just become a pilot and then kill yourself with a bunch of people.
Oh Jesus, no!
That's fucking dark.
That is so dark.
That is super dark, but it's like, man, way to go, dude.
Way to go.
Like if that was what you wanted to do, like shit.
Yeah, but it's like that's an act of terror. Like you're murdering so many people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, why? Like, who are you to take your life with everyone else's? That's just
crazy. I saw that this documentary on Netflix that what is it called? American Murder, something like The Family Next Door, some shit like that.
Okay.
It's like this guy who killed his wife and his 2 kids.
Uh-huh.
And then he pretended that they just left. Like it held up for like 22 hours or 48 hours, some shit like that. Like the police came and they were like, where's your wife and shit? And he was like, I don't know. And he like had like a bunch of missing phone calls that he made to his wife. Like, where are you? And whatever.
Oh. How did he kill them?
Well, it turns out like he smothered them. Like I guess he choked his wife to death, and then he smothered his 2 kids.
I guess he choked her.
Well, because it's only his version, right?
Okay.
Because I guess that's what happened.
Well, wouldn't the
The question is, did she
coroner be able to assess? Like, you know, they did an autopsy and stuff.
She died of asphyxiation.
Mm-hmm.
The question is if it was because his version is that. He wanted a divorce, and then they were fighting, and then he sort of just choked her to death, and she didn't even defend herself. That was his version. Then the parents were like, yeah, she wouldn't do that. Like she would defend herself. Well, so the version that that he just smothered her with a pillow or some shit when she was sleeping. And then, but what really fucked me up, like I don't want to condone like his behavior or whatever. Like,
I hope not.
No, but I mean, like, I get it if you kill your spouse in a sense.
Okay.
Like, not in a. I'm not saying that it's good or bad. Like, I get it when women kill men, and I get it when men kill women.
Okay,
and it shouldn't happen, and it's bad behavior, and you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I would, or any type of domestic violence or shit like that. I'm not saying that it's good.
Good.
Right. Good. But I get it.
Yeah, it makes it's probably the most Yeah, like family, family, that's where the most emotions are.
Exactly.
So
I get that there's like it's a crime of passion and emotion and whatever, and it's a douchey shit to do. But what fucked me the most is that he had like these two kids, like I think 4 year or 2-year-old or 3-year-old and a 1-year-old and shit like that. And he drove with them and the dead mom out to somewhere where he used to work at this oil field, and then he smothered them there. Like he had to drive an hour out
with the kids
with
next
the
to
kids,
the dead mom.
Yeah, still alive, and then he killed them. And it's like, dude, was there not a point in that hour drive where you go like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, right.
Right? How fucking... And then it turns out that he had this lover that's why he wanted to leave his wife for, because he wanted to have kids with her, and she looks exactly like her. And I'm like, dude, why would you do that? To do exactly the same thing again?
And how would that woman then trust him ever? Like,
yeah, for me, it was like, how? Like, I don't get it. Why would you do the same thing again? Like,
you're not happy.
Exactly. You're not happy with your wife. She was pregnant, by the way.
The wife was pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, this is horrible, dude.
Yeah, it was super horrible. Like I was like, dude, what the fuck? And then, but the part that I thought was most curious is that he did it so he can do it all over again. Like,
yeah.
Start a new life with this woman that looks exactly like your wife, just a bit younger, to have kids with her. And I go like, shouldn't you just do something completely else? Shouldn't you just go to, I don't know, to Thailand, suck off a bunch of people and live like a crazy life, like do a bunch of drugs or go skydiving.
Yeah.
But he does that all to just do the same thing. And I'm like, why?
Well, I think it just comes down to mental illness and a lack of self-awareness and a lack of...
Yes.
Yeah, it's got to, like, dude, to ever think that, oh man, murdering your pregnant, like, okay, stuff can get really bad, but yeah, killing the two kids as well. It's like, if you wanted to go off and have a life with another woman,
just do that.
Yeah, like why kill everybody? He should have killed himself,
I guess, but he didn't do that.
There was a story recently in just a classic Japanese story, really. This family were found in the car park of a convenience store, and it was the whole family dead, and it was like a 3-year-old, a 6-year-old in the back, wife and husband, and he basically like killed them all and then killed himself.
I thought they couldn't get the doors open.
And they just suffocated.
Yeah, it was sunny.
It was sunny. It doesn't get that hot. It does, but no. No.
I remember that now you can't do that shit anymore. And
suicide,
it's good, right?
Murder-suicide, yeah.
That you don't leave your kids in the car or the dog in the car. It's because it's bad.
Yeah.
I remember my mom used to do that all the time when I was a kid.
Me too. It's like it's safer than, having to like deal with this kid out in this. Like, do you know? It's horrible going shopping with a child that can talk and walk. Oh my God, it's horrible.
But you shouldn't leave him in a hot car.
You shouldn't leave him in a hot car. You should keep the air conditioning on.
Like she would just, put the windows down and we would just sit in the car sweating our asses off. Yeah. Because it was in South America, so it was like 30 degrees.
Yeah, in Australia it was the same. It was super hot.
But it was like, I don't know, it was like the 90s. So it was fine.
It was fine. It was like, well, they're locked in there.
Yeah, not even that, because the windows were open. Anybody could just
anyone could still... You wouldn't have the windows all the way down for security, right?
Right, but you could do... I mean, I guess we were big enough to get them down.
Defend yourselves? Oh, to roll the windows down.
To roll the windows down if we get too hot.
Oh, the old days. Like, there's still cars where you have to wind down the windows,
I guess
right?
there are,
yeah.
Just weird.
Nah, it makes sense. I don't trust all electronic... Like, the thing is, a winding down window can break just as easily as an electronic one, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I love how we're talking about phones
and our
car windows.
Car windows in the 90s.
Nostalgia over like the most redundant shit.
Yeah, remember that car had that thing you had to, like, it wouldn't work, so you had to do it first, and then you had to push the window down with your hands.
Yeah. Like you'd have to unlock it, and then as in the first part of the turning of the window.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and then you had to push it with your hand, and then it would work.
Yeah.
And the same upwards again, like the last centimeter or something. You had to always like push it.
There's something magical about driving cars, and I always get excited when. So the other night it was a Saturday night, and I wanted to go out and have some fun because the clubs are open again a little bit in Berlin, and I was with Colombian Carl, and we were like, yeah, let's go to Berghain. Let's go to Berghain. The garden's open. Yeah, let's do it. He's like, well, I'll just get a car. And I was like, you're going to get a car? We're going to drive? We're going to drive to Berghain? Like, fuck yeah. And I got so excited. Like, getting into and hanging out with Shahak, he always drives. It gives me so much joy.
Driving?
To be driven.
To be driven. All right.
I don't have a license.
Did you ever have one?
Nope. I can drive, but I don't have the license.
Sure you can.
Like, I know how to do it. And I've driven when I've had someone else with me, but I don't have my own license.
Is it like you can't actually drive, or is it like, I know technically how to drive?
I can drive, but I haven't done it for like 5 years.
Right, okay.
So I can definitely do it, but like, reverse parallel parking, probably very, very,
It doesn't matter if you don't have a license. You can just crash into something, just leave it there, set it on fire.
And I'm done. It's like in front of like the War Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Flicking a cigarette butt into it. Yeah, there's something very cool about driving.
I like driving too. It's nice.
I don't know, like I really disagree with the environmental impact of it, and they're so dangerous. Like probably the thing that I'm most afraid of is cars. That's
the thing you're most afraid of.
Aside from like, men who I'm in close relationship with.
But you're afraid of dying in a car, or because a car runs you over?
By a car.
Hit by a car?
Yeah, hit. Yeah,
because
in a car, hit by a car. Because
you're on a bicycle?
Because I'm on a bicycle, because I'm a pedestrian, because I'm in a car.
Right, you should
Cars are scary.
Watch out more for the trucks.
Yeah, trucks scare me too, yeah.
Because they can't see you.
Yeah. Well, I'm more aware of trucks, but cars can there's these quiet electric ones now, and they're just like sneaky little cars.
Yeah, they're sneaky.
They're sneaky.
They sneak up on you.
They're sneaky.
And then bam. They hit you from behind.
Yeah.
Sneaky little cars.
Yeah, like I know people that have died because of cars. I know several people that have died because of cars.
Well, that's tragic.
It is. I don't know them that close. So
okay, because I was like, oh man.
Because that was a bit of a cunty.
That's tragic.
That's tragic. Yeah, it is, man. Like, car accidents are horrible. Like, that's a horrible way to go.
I guess it depends, right?
It does. But it pretty much is always horrible, right?
Right. I mean, if you drive underneath a truck with your car, it's probably going to be over pretty fast.
Yeah.
But I guess, yeah, if you get sandwiched or smushed and you're just like, okay. Right. Oh, is that my spine? Okay. I guess I have a good 5 minutes. So, yeah.
So, it's great to be here.
It's great to be here. Classic stuff.
Did you ever notice when you get in a car?
Car accidents, am I right?
Oh my god, that's tragic.
Yeah.
I guess I got 5 minutes. That's good. That's good.
Is this thing on? Well, they're cutting you out of the car. Is this thing on? Why isn't anybody laughing? Oh, my legs are gone. Fuck. Can you imagine you crack up the firemen? They're just laughing because you're fucking absolutely killing it.
Killing it while you're dying.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. I love that. That's a really dark scene. I
think it could be a good sketch.
Yeah, I think it's a really good sketch, but it's super dark.
Yeah.
What was that TV show that was in hell? It was like it's like if you worked in hell. You remember that one? It came out. It's like Adult Swim. It's really gross. It's like like Workaholics, but it's in hell. Yeah. I forget, but it's something like that. Something out of that. Oh shit! All right. So the last time you were on this podcast, you talked about your your girlfriend. You never want to get married because it's just like it doesn't make sense.
it's not like I never want to get married. It's just that we haven't gotten around to it or something. It's not that important to me.
Yeah, right.
It's just way the government keeps tabs on you.
Yeah, but you can get tax cuts, babe.
Yeah, you can get tax cuts with a kid too.
True. But more with marriage, right? Like you get more as well.
I'm not sure.
Should look into that.
Yeah, maybe you should ask.
You should ask. But yeah, you talked about your girlfriend's birthing story, and that was really cool. And I think it's really great to hear a dude's perspective on what it's like.
It was a great time. We had a great time.
It was horrific, man. It was so like
10 out of 10 would recommend.
That is not what you said last time. It's crazy the strength of procreation, gene, that drive, that monkey drive to want to have kids, because despite
Did you just call my girlfriend a monkey?
No.
She's from South America,
She no monkey.
She no monkey. She lovely lady.
She lovely lady. She is not the monkey here. I'm the monkey, because despite the fact that you told me this horrific story, I'm still like, yeah, I'll have a baby. I'll have a baby one day. I'll have a baby 3 years from now.
It's always 3 years from now.
It's always 3 years from now. It's been 3 years from now for a very long time. And right now, 3 years from now is my last window. So when I'm 30.
Is that still true though?
37, 38.
Because I've heard that that's apparently bullshit.
If you go into a hospital as a woman at 34, they will categorize you as a high risk, mature pregnant woman.
Because bitches be crazy, man. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Please don't cancel me. I didn't mean that at all. It just sounded funny in my head. I went with it.
The medical profession be crazy, and still I think quite they do say that a woman's risks the risks are much higher, but I was saying this to someone else recently. It's like, dude, the risk if you're having a child at the age of 22 when you're apparently in prime child birthing age, it's like, dude, the mental and environmental risks you're putting that child in, bringing a child into the world when you are 22, I think that's high risk compared to the medical complications that can happen. And, we've been working through for the last 20 years, women having children as they approach 40.
Well, I guess it's depends who you categorize as high risk. I mean, it's high risk for the baby, I guess, if you're younger.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas it's high risk.
Because you're just going to shake it to death because you just want to go party. And
are you referencing someone there?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yes, you are. No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
There's someone on the scene.
Yeah. I've heard. He told me the story, but I wasn't referencing that. I'm just saying, it's a common thing that happens, though.
That people shake babies because they're young, because they want to go party.
It's every place you go, every doctor you go that has the gynecologist or the pregnancy ward.
Obstetrician,
yeah, exactly.
Maternity ward.
There's always flyers and posters on the wall, don't shake your kid, and
yeah, right.
There's a bunch of material on it.
Yeah.
That they go well, you should read this.
Yeah.
And I go yeah. And then when you're preparing to be a dad or whatever, you always go I'm not gonna shake my kid. But then I also I get it.
Yeah, and that's what I have heard. The thing is, there's a difference between rocking a baby to get it to sleep.
Yeah.
And then the difference between rocking and shaking. How would you describe the difference?
Well, rocking is more I would say a fluid, gentle motion that you do also with your body.
Yeah, right.
And the shaking is just violently just shaking him back and forth, and what you're doing is you're fucking up his neck and his brain.
Yeah.
In the process.
Yeah. Oh, that's
because the rocking is not an issue. Shaking
is up and down or back and forward.
It's back and forth. I mean, it depends how you're holding it, because you can shake him anywhere you want.
Yeah, true. You just shouldn't be shaking.
You shouldn't be shaking them. That's not good for them.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think once they're 2,
but I do understand the urge. It's not like I've ever been close to shaking our kid.
Mm-hmm.
but I do understand the urge that people might have, because there is times where you get absolutely desperate.
Yeah, totally. Like,
because they're crying for 3-4 hours and you don't know what to do anymore, and there's a point where you're just like, dude, like if I would do it, it would be now. But as long for me, it was always, as long as you have that thought in your head and that consciousness that, hey man, don't go crazy, and it shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I've definitely, like, looking after the 1-year-olds in the kindergarten, you know, like when they're really fresh into it, and they're, even when they're 1.5, like when these babies are just, well, really when they're really little and they can't communicate anything. It's in those moments, and they are so overwhelmed with whatever, and they just won't stop. It's with the babies, I've never found because it's not my child, but with, like, you know, two like 3-year-olds, there have been moments where it's like, I lost my shit a little bit, and you get, of course, you know, you get a little bit less gentle in your movements.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like, oof, that's not okay. But you're at the end of your, you know, and you're just like, okay. And at least when you're looking after someone else's kids, you just go, okay, I can feel myself not emotionally all right now. I need to step back, and I'll get a colleague to step in here, because this is not my child. But then if it is your child,
it's the same with your own kids. Like if you feel like it's overcoming you, you need to
tap out.
Yeah, you need to put him down.
Yeah.
Like, even if he's crying, just put him down, walk away.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Take you know, how you say it? Now I went full blank.
Valium.
Take Valium. Give him Valium. The whole dosage.
Yeah.
Now, I also saw this thing about this daycare, or this daycare lady that gave I think it was a 7-month-old baby, like Benadryl.
What's a Benadryl?
It's like antihistamine, I think.
Okay.
Like, but it makes you drowsy and makes you like sort of sleepy. And she would give him to the daycare kids that she would take care of, to make him more
easy to deal with.
Yeah, but she killed one of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How old?
Like, 7 months.
Actually, whoa.
Yeah. Like, I read that story the other day. I was like, fuck, man. Like, you shouldn't be in that profession.
Dude, there are so many people that I've encountered in Germany, and I'm sure in other countries exist as well, that should just not be working in childcare.
Yeah, not in our kita. Our kita is fine.
Good.
I don't know. I don't want to know.
Right?
Yeah,
you don't want to know. Like, you can't do anything about it. That's the horrible thing. And it's scary with German labor laws. It is so hard to fire someone. Like, we had, at the kita that I worked at, we had, in the 2 years that I worked there, we had 3 people, almost 4 people, I think, were dismissed based on, such bad behavior with the kids, like abusive behavior.
That sucks.
It really sucks. And the thing is, there was so many incidents, and it was always the English speaking helpers that were witness to the behavior. And then the problem is, as an English speaker, our German isn't so good, so to report it in this German system was really hard. But then other people would see it. But it took so many instances and so many so much documentation before they could have a strong enough case to fire this person based, within the security of German employee laws. But yeah, man, I think I feel like if you work in childcare, you should like move around. You should not be working at the same place. You should have to go to different places. You should like have to have a year off where you do a different activity, so you get perspective on how great it is to work with kids. It's just,
I don't know. I hope for the best. Like the teachers or the caretakers, I don't know what you call them. Sure. That they have there. I mean, I've met them and they seem like good people.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen anyone that I go like, this person looks sketchy. But then again, you don't fucking know.
You don't know until you spend time around them. Yeah. But, so long as, like, you don't hear that many cases of people remembering the abuse they suffered in Kita.
Right.
So I think that's a positive thing.
Yeah, that's true. I also feel like the kid hasn't shown any signs of not wanting to go there.
Yeah.
Because that would be one of them. You know that he doesn't want to go there anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had kids like that at our kita that just didn't want to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was these women that I was working with. It was just.
Yeah, and I guess like if he starts showing signs that he absolutely doesn't want to go in there anymore, then maybe something is off.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't shown those signs, and he's happy to go there. You tell him go to Kita, and he goes like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it."
Oh, cutie.
So,
yeah, but I think kids are very resilient. I think you can actually abuse them quite. I'm not suggesting that you should.
You could just fucking hit them.
I think you can abuse kids. Like, you know, I think the level of trauma that we experience, and I'm not saying it's like it would be great if we don't do it, and we shouldn't do it, and it shouldn't be happening, and it's deplorable, and yeah. But I think, you know, yes, we're all a bit messed up, but I think, like our generation, but yeah, we don't know. We have no memory of what was happening before the age of like 3.
Yeah, of course.
And all the shitty interactions we had.
It's probably good because as a baby itself, I mean, it probably is a fucked up situation, especially as a baby, because if you had any type of consciousness that you can't remember, that's got to be horrible because you're trapped in this tiny body.
Exactly. And you've got no autonomy.
Yeah, you have no way of signaling anything except crying. And, you know, you shit yourself and you lay there in your shit and you're hungry and whatever. And I mean, it must be horrible if you would remember it. You would be like, fuck, that was a horrible time.
And yeah, exactly. And then there's also just the physical, like the excruciating pain of growing so fast as well. But also just like even when you're able to talk, you know, from 2 till 4, like we've got so few memories of that time, and I'm sure we were treated like shit by a bunch of people, and probably. We don't remember that, and we don't, you know, I think
the thing is, if maybe you don't remember it, like how it happened or something, but I guess something might remain.
Oh, totally. Like there's like, you know, cells remember, you know, stuff.
Or that you do certain things because certain things happen.
Definitely. And I think that's a part of it.
Like social anxiety or whatever the fuck, you know.
Totally. And then, yeah, but I think then, you know, with that's like the early traumas, but then, yeah, they just keep playing out into your, like, yeah, when you're in your, what do you call the period when you're like before the age of 10?
Mesozoic era. Your
elementary school days, let's say.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, like then, you know, there's still, you get, like those are sort of the earliest memories of pain for me, those times. And that was usually by, well, parents and friends.
Right.
All the outsiders, all the teachers.
I used to cry a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was in primary school.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would always think my parents would abandon me.
Oh yeah.
So whenever they were late to picking me up, I was like already like, oh shit, it's happening now.
Oh.
But there was no reason for it, you know.
Well, there might have been. There might have been something in your earlier years that created this abandonment.
I don't know. It was weird because also my I have a brother and a sister. My sister most of the times was there too because she's only 4 or 5 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And like she would be there and I would still be crying and she would be like, dude, don't be fucking idiot. Like I'm here too. Like
yeah, this is not about you, dude.
And they're picking us up. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
Yeah, but I would still go like, oh, mommy.
But maybe there was something in your earlier years that was informing that level of anxiety.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we'll never find out.
I don't know. Never know. I kind of went down that stream of the baby thing because I wanted to comment a bit on the idea of men being able to talk about childbirth, and on the flip side, men being able to talk about abortion stories. It's not funny in itself, but we're laughing because we know what we're both thinking about. Yeah, like I've had people like tell me that I shouldn't talk about abortion because I've never had one. And I'm like, that is.
Oh, you should.
I should have one, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. It's on your bucket list.
It's on my bucket list.
It's on my bucket list. Well, the thing is, of course, I can talk about it because that's something that it's a right that I have and then don't have depending on where I go, and
Right.
it's my body, and so it's a whole there's a whole legal process around what I can do with my body, and so of course I can talk about it even if I haven't had one.
Right. Like, I mean, yeah, I guess you can talk about your experience or the
Lack of, yeah.
Like, I guess you couldn't talk about the experience itself because you don't know it.
Totally, and I won't because I don't know it.
Yeah, but I guess it's with everything. I mean,
Yeah.
there's certain things I cannot talk about going to space because I'm not an astronaut.
Yeah, but we can still talk about it. Like,
I can talk about how cool it would be.
yeah, like,
Or how space is fake and the Earth is flat.
And the Earth is flat. Exactly. We can talk about these things. I think, I don't know. Like I was really thinking, like, been going in waves. I got my period this week, which was a great moment. And in that moment, it's often when I go, oh, wow, like, if I didn't have my period right now, that's when I start thinking about abortion, right? And it was funny. I was in this, like, really, like, oh, this new person in my life, it's so exciting, yay, it's going in this nice, easy way. And the last 3 days, I've been, like, deep depression about, like, how I am not sure if it has any of the value that I was attributing to it before, and if it's actually a positive, healthy space for me. And I'm really trying to, like, distinguish between, like, how much time I'm actually spending with this person and how much time I'm spending with this person in an environment where there are alcohol and drugs and, this sort of party environment.
Right.
And if there is actually much of a space with this person that's actually just that where I could actually be sober, for example, and stay sober.
Right.
And all those thoughts, I was like, I'm just, I can't find anything healthy, and everybody in this town that I ever get attracted to has some level of substance abuse issue, and, I'm going to be alone forever, and that was kind of...
Well, this took a turn.
And
if you had a kid...
Yeah, well, that's interesting, isn't it? Well, I think before I ever went down the path of, like, I'm going to be alone forever, I will get a dog. Like, if I really feel like, all right. I think when I really commit to not having romantic sexual love in my life, that's when I get a dog.
You can still fuck a dog.
Exactly where I was going. I like a leash, you know what I mean? But yeah, and so I was thinking this week, it was like, before my period came, it was like, I might, like, they say that the window for pregnancy is closing and that it's bad to have an abortion before that. But I'm like, I think an abortion would be a really good idea at this point if I fell pregnant with this person.
Well,
like, if this person's just a party person and doesn't have, like, just wants to get drunk every night and take drugs when that's possible, it's like, it's not a good daddy. It's not a good accidental daddy.
I guess not. I guess it's not the qualities that you're looking for.
Yeah, no, it's exactly what I'm not looking for. But then I feel like if I try to find a sober person, that person's going to be real boring. And I do like to have drugs, like, a couple of times a year for special occasions, and I don't want to be judged and treated like I'm some kind of drug dealer, like I was by one of my ex-boyfriends who was like, are you dealing drugs? And it's like, dude, like, what? No, I'm not a drug dealer. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Is there anyone healthy and interesting in Berlin?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. You mean comedians?
No, I guess not comedians.
No, fuck no.
No, comedians, no.
Well,
Hans Thalhammer doesn't, like, take drugs, but, like, he's also the kind of guy that would totally judge me, I think, if I took drugs. I'm not considering having sex with Hans Thalhammer, but he's, like, a very straight-laced dude who's not a psycho like Shahak.
You tell him.
I'm being an asshole today. Holy shit. Wowzers. All right. Let's wrap it up. I think we've got like a bunch.
How long is it now?
84 minutes.
84 minutes. Jesus.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. I will do some editing.
Yeah. Cut out the funny part.
Yeah, just make it all like
Just cut out the punchlines. Oh.
like how Pascal killed his twin brother and the fucking family murder. Fuck, it's so many dark things. I love it. I love going dark. All right, so Christoph,
Yes?
should people follow you?
No.
Okay.
Good.
Top 52 Instagram, Top Schmid Comedy
Yeah.
on Facebook.
I think I'm going to change that because people go like, what?
People are like, what? Yeah. I accept you.
Thank you.
I am complete.
I wish you many abortions.
I don't want more than two. You know?
You don't want more than two. I don't want more than two.
Yeah.
2 is cool.
Two is cool. All right. So, Döner Comedy is back on Wednesdays. Come check it out in Kreuzberg. What else is happening? Punch Up Comedy is happening, but that'll be next month as well. There's a bunch of shows happening, guys. Just check out the shows. AF Barros everywhere. Anna Barros comedian. That has been Adults Only Comedy Berlin. See you next time.
Bye.